Welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show, featuring the head coach of the Nicholls State University football team, Charlie Stubbs. Today's program is presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. The Charlie Stubbs Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team.
Hello and welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Mike Wagon, I'm alongside the head coach of the Colonel football team, Charlie Stubbs. Coach, I think a local beat reporter summed it up pretty well in the post-game press conference at Arkansas on Saturday.
Of course, there's speed and there's SEC speed, and we learned Arkansas got that SEC speed.
And you guys faced SEC speed on Saturday, and unfortunately just didn't work out.
Yeah, it was not just speed, it was power too. So it was I feel like a very good Southeastern Conference team. They were hungry for a win. It was in a very hostile environment, you know. So again, they had everything going for them, and we had basically myself as the only one that had any experience at that. And of course, I'm not playing. But you try to educate your kids, try to prepare them, but some of them were really big-eyed and got a great experience. So hopefully we learned from it, pulled out a few positive things, and ready to build on it as we head towards our Southland Conference play.
The tide seemed to turn a little bit in the second half. You were able to put together some drives, forced them into a punt or two, forced them into a field goal late. So there were some things to build upon in that second half. Unfortunately, that first half, one you'd rather forget. Well,
you're exactly right, but there's some reasons why we struggled. You know, and there's things that can be corrected. You know, some of it might have been alignment and assignment, and some of them, of course, the thing I always test the young guys about is you know, they think they know the plan, but do you know the plan when there's 65,000 screaming people at you and also maybe playing a superior opponent across from you? You know, that's when you truly know. And then, you know, they lost their confidence some in the first half for sure. They were rocked. But then I did like the fight, the resolve coming back out in the second half. I saw some positive things that I felt like we can build on, but it was a great learning experience, and I really believe in the long run it will benefit us.
Colonel's taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks back on Saturday. Let's head out to Razorback Stadium, take you inside the Nicholls locker room moments before the game.
Okay, now look. This is what we signed up for. You understand, man? What an environment for us to get to compete in, okay? You got to believe in yourselves. Attitude and effort. We talked about that. Let's get a solid start. Solid start, okay? And then we'll get our feet on the ground and we'll add to it as we go, okay? Let's all stay together. We generate our own enthusiasm on that sideline. Do you understand that? Stay into the game, one play at a time, one series at a time, one quarter at a time, and take it from there.
And the Colonels were fired up. Both teams in search of their first win in a while. Razorback Stadium, capacity of 72,000, packed for this one. Coach Stubbs had coached there 3 times before, including a couple of times as offensive coordinator at Alabama. Arkansas, meanwhile, facing the toughest schedule in the nation this year. They played the defending SEC champs Auburn to a first-half draw on opening weekend before the Tigers put them away in the final 30 minutes. First ever matchup for the Colonels against an SEC opponent. First contest for Arkansas against a Southland school since 1961. Nicholls was putting together a solid opening drive, but a couple of killer penalties forced them to punt, and on the first play from scrimmage for Arkansas, wideout Keon Hatcher takes the pitch and he is gone. An 82-yard run to pay dirt. The Hogs with a number of quick strikes in this one. They put together 5 scoring drives of just one play, and they really got the crowd going in this one very early. Colonels go 3 and out, and a bad punt gave Arkansas prime field position at the 33. Alex Collins bounces off a tackler or 2, and he is gone. Razorbacks up 14-0, less than 4 minutes in. Collins was just getting going. He rushed 13 times for 131 yards and 3 scores. Short field again. The Hogs start from the Nicholls 37. 3 plays later, the play-action pass from Brandon Allen to Drew Morgan. 22-yard hookup and another Arkansas TD. Colonels just couldn't find an answer in the first quarter. Allen didn't throw much, but he was deadly when he did. Colonels forced to punt again. Arkansas gets it back, and then John Williams sets them up with a 41-yard run on their first play of the drive. Williams with only 4 carries on the day, but he dashed for 143 yards. Allen would later throw a touchdown pass to Corey Hollister to make it 28-0. Colonels down 35 after the first. Moving to the second, Nichols fell short on a 4th and 1 at midfield, and Arkansas cashes in on the next play. Allen to Hatcher to make it a 42-point deficit. The Colonels just trying to get to halftime. The Hogs weren't done, though. Another long run for Williams. He goes 90 yards. Arkansas racked up 495 yards on the ground, just overwhelming the Nichols defense. Meanwhile, Colonel quarterback Kalen Henderson under duress for much of the first half. Tywan Johnson and Darius Philon were all over him, and they combine on the sack here. Kalen was sacked 4 times, going 12 for 30 for 105 yards. Nichols trailing 56-0 at the break. Coach, what did you tell your team at halftime?
Well, the biggest thing is we try to finish. I mean, everything we do. In fact, the officials came in at halftime and had a discussion with me. They said that they were just asking if the game needed to be shortened or anything like that, and I told them no, I didn't agree to that. And I really believe I did the right thing, and I know our players believe the same, because I feel like every snap that we're out there in that kind of environment is an opportunity to get better. And we're realistic. We played 2 very good football teams, and we're 0-2. I wish we played a lot better. There's no question about that. But had we done that, we still may be 0-2. The big thing is how good can we be before we hit Southland Conference play.
They looked at Arkansas in that game, and their offensive line bigger than all but 2 NFL teams. Hard to imagine, but we saw it firsthand. They were getting pushes of 4 or 5 yards down the field, really a head start on any running play, and there's just really very little counter for that.
Yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, the mismatches were, I remember sometimes at Alabama coaching, some of the things that were happening Saturday happened at birth. There's nothing you can do about it. It was just not going to happen. But I did like the fight. In the second half, we did come out and do some good things and had some positives.
Well, let's take a look at it. We'll go back out for the third quarter here. Good kickoff return for Arkansas. And on their third play, it's Brandon Allen with a shovel pass to Jared Cornelius. And Cornelius turns on the Jets, gets some good blocking, and maneuvers his way into the end zone. Arkansas, they had no intention of taking their foot off the gas. Nichols, though, able to get something going offensively. They start from their own 25 and really begin to execute. On 3rd and 1 at their 44, Tobias Lofton moves the sticks with an 8-yard run. Lofton had 5 carries on the afternoon for 36 yards. On the next play, Kalen Henderson finds Keenan Canty over the middle. It's a 16-yard pickup and 1 of 4 catches on the afternoon for Canty. 1st and 10 at the 32. Lofton gets the call again. Longest run of the day for Nichols, 22 yards down to the Razorback 10. This would be a 9-play, 75-yard drive that took nearly 5 minutes off the clock, and it's capped with a touchdown pass from Henderson to Canty. Nichols on the board with 9:15 to go in the third. First TD pass of the year for Kalen, the first time Canty has gotten in the end zone as a Colonel. Then the Nichols defense starts to step up. On 2nd and goal from the 4, linebacker John Williamson intercepts Austin Allen's pass and returns it 50 yards. The first pick of Williamson's career and the first turnover forced by the Colonels this season. So again, Arkansas still had plenty of first stringers in there. Colonels were getting it done. Unfortunately, Arkansas intercepted it back on the very next play. The Colonels hold the line, though, and force a field goal to make it 66-7. They then put together a nice drive behind Bo Hebert, who runs a draw for 20 yards here. Nichols got it down into the red zone, but missed a field goal attempt. Arkansas would complete the scoring here with a 5-yard scamper by Austin Allen in the closing minutes. Nichols outscored by just 10 after halftime, but the first half was simply just too much to overcome. 73-7 is your final. Coach, if there's one thing we can say about the Colonels in that contest, there was never any quit.
Yeah, and I thought that a lot of things. I thought that the sideline demeanor, at those kind of games, sometimes things can get out of hand with emotions. The kids really locked in. They tried. They were coachable, which is important. We tried to have the coaches kept their poise too, and just, sometimes you just got to put your arm around them and try to explain some things and just try to let them know that you're supportive of them and that we're going to get better and the sun will shine tomorrow. So that's kind of how you have to approach that kind of game.
How's it been in practice so far this
So
week?
far, so very good. Again, we are battered and bruised. Now, coming out of that, I was curious on Sunday to come to treatment, and it was packed, because, many that maybe saw it on TV, but also at the site, it was a physical game. It was very physical. And so, but we did withstand that. I feel like we're going to bring in the most healthy team, this game against Henderson than we've had this year.
Colonel's taking on Henderson State, a Division II powerhouse, so it doesn't get a whole lot easier from here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll talk more about the upcoming opponent for the Colonels. They'll host Henderson State coming up here at Guidry Stadium on Saturday. We'll be back with more of the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional in just a moment.
In sports, you strive for first or best. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional is both. The region's first comprehensive sports medicine program with a team of the best sports medicine trained experts. You're serious about the game, we're serious about your safety. With advanced concussion testing technology and certified athletic trainers, we're keeping athletes safely in the game. Play hard, play to win. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional will help you play it safe.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
We welcome you back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Mike Wagenheim, along with Colonel Head Coach Charlie Stubbs, finally get to play a home game here. Henderson State coming in. It's a Division II team, but a very good Division II team.
Yes, they are. They're high scoring and they're used to winning, which is very important. I've been in those situations, so that that's the thing I wish we could get here, where our schedule worked out a little bit better, where we could get some wins under our belt, some games that you can win and maybe make a mistake or two, and learn from it, but you also had the victory at the same time. But all in all, we got our hands full. I've coached a couple years at Division II football, and a lot of those teams can be very, very competitive, and I expect it to be a very exciting college football game on Saturday.
Henderson State coming off a 72-7 win at Southern Nazarene to open their season last week. They are in search of their 3rd straight Great American Conference title. They made it to the playoffs last year. An explosive offense. They have led the nation in scoring each of the last 2 years. So a tall order for your defense coming up this week. But what's going to win the day here for the Colonels?
I think us on offense, to be honest with you, we've got to score points. We're very capable of scoring points, and I really believe by us doing that on offense that it sends a message to the other 2 phases too, that there's hope, and that will get the defense to play up to their capabilities and also make some plays on special teams.
You finally get to play at home here after 2 FBS teams on the road. This is going to be your only home game for the first 6 weeks, so I'm sure you guys are going to try to make it count. Oh, yes. We talked about that, and I know even after our defeat against Arkansas, once I talked to them a little bit maybe about the game, but then I also said, boy, it's going to be exciting to be at home, and there was a roar because those kids, they want to be here. They want to be at home. They want to be in front of their friends and family, and us, hopefully, that we can have a big crowd where the 12th man becomes a factor for us here at Nichols, because the last 2 games it's been for all them on the road. We should have a great atmosphere out here. The freshman class will line up as the human tunnel to let the players run out onto the field. We got some great tailgating experiences as well. It's also going to be a time to pay tribute to a lost colonel. Darrell Brown, former defensive lineman, unfortunately passed away unexpectedly during the offseason, and you guys are going to pay tribute to him, I understand.
Yes, we are. Darrell, again, he was just a great young man in our program, and I'd probably say 1/3 of our players that are on our team right now played with Darrell. And so we wanted to recognize and pay tribute to him and his family in some way. And so the players will wear decal on their helmet with his jersey number. And of course they'll do a nice presentation for his mother and family prior to the game, and then I'm going to talk to the team about Darrell and also talk to them about that we're very lucky every day that we have on this earth, and I know Darrell never wasted any of them, and we don't plan on wasting any Saturday, and we're going to give extra effort on his behalf.
Yeah, we saw when he passed away not only what he meant to the football program, but the outpouring of grief through the entire university community really showed the impact he had in a short amount of time.
Yeah, he was well loved all through the campus.
Well, we've got to cover this Saturday. Nichols hosting D2 powerhouse Henderson State. We start the day on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers with the Colonel pregame pass on KNSU 91.5 FM. That begins at 3:30. Then at 4:30, it's Colonel Weekly on Fox Sports Radio, KJIN AM 1490 in Houma. They'll also carry the game live. At 5:30, it's a Colonel countdown throughout our network of stations, including our flagship ESPN 100.3 The Game, which can be heard in New Orleans, the River Region, and the Tri-Parishes. Kickoff is slated for 6 o'clock. You can watch it live on Colonel's All Access through our website, GoColonels.com. A half hour after the game, tune in again to KNSU for extended post-game coverage on the Colonel Roundup. Nichols got a taste this weekend of what it takes to play at the highest level of college football. Several Colonels, of course, have made their way to the NFL over the years, and one in particular continues to inspire the next generation of the red and gray.
The dream of playing professional football is shared by countless youth all over America. Many hope to play at a big-name college to increase their chances of recognition by an NFL team. But as one former Colonel has shown, you don't have to go to the SEC or the Big 12 to make it. Charlie Stubbs says Baltimore Ravens cornerback and former Colonel safety Lardarius Webb is a perfect example of that.
Well, I think that it shows that this type of school, you know, a small regional university, that if you come here, you can still get recognition and earn a great degree, but you also, if you're good enough, the NFL will find you.
With an All-American performance at Nichols, Webb made the NFL take notice. After transferring from Southern Miss in 2007, Webb played running back, defensive back, and punt and kickoff returner for the Colonels. He became the only player in NCAA history to win a conference's Offensive, Defensive, and Special Teams Player of the Week awards in a single season. Webb was selected in the third round of the 2009 NFL Draft by the Baltimore Ravens and has had much success thus far. But through his many accomplishments, he has not forgotten about the place that gave him a second chance to make his dreams come true.
Because when I first came here, man, they took me up on their wing, the community, the school, the professors, man. They just took me up on their wing to make me feel home, like I was at home. You know, every time I come and I cross the line, it just smelled like home. They helped me grow up, helped me turn from a little boy, a little teenage guy, to a young man. And it stuck with me, you know, from being around this area. And, you know, I'm thankful for that.
To show his gratitude, Webb holds a free football camp every summer on the Nichols campus to give back to the community and deliver a positive message to the region's youth.
A lot of kids see NFL players on TV and they think we're like, you know, unreal, you know, think we're supernatural. I just want to come back and just come out and let them know we're regular people. We come from nothing. That you can be anything you want to be. It don't matter what you're going through, where you came from, you can achieve it.
Webb relates that message into his own goals going into this season, looking to help the Ravens return to their World Championship form of 2012.
My whole thing is I want to play in the Super Bowl. That's my motivation. That's why I work so hard at what I do. I want to play in that game. I want to win it. But last year we didn't make the playoffs, so we're real motivated about getting back to where we're supposed to be.
After Webb looks to get back on the field against the Steelers on Thursday night following a preseason injury, he has plans to head back to Thibodaux this weekend as he's inducted into the Nichols Athletics Hall of Fame. For the Charlie Stubbs Show, I'm Jansen Verdun.
Thank you very much, Jansen. We appreciate it. Mike Wagon, I'm here with Charlie Stubbs. Boy, Lardarius Webb, you could not find a better role model than that guy.
No, we've really gotten to know each other quite well. He comes here during the summer, and we put on a little camp together and give back to the community, so we're pleased to have him.
We're going to take a quick time out here on the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center at Thibodaux Regional. We'll take a look around the Southland and a lot more coming up next. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. The Nichols Colonels hosting Henderson State, home opener for the Red and Gray this Saturday, 6 o'clock, and can't wait to get it going, Coach.
Yeah, we can't wait either, and just remind fans that at approximately 3:45 we'll have the Colonel Walk, and I know a lot of people will be out tailgating and all that, but we're rearranging the Colonel Walk so that we able to have the team and the band go through and be able to mingle with more of our fans. So I think that will work out very well, and then get ready to go. But again, we're super excited. We're super excited to do something for our fans here, and we really appreciate their support.
It's become a nice little tradition, that Colonel Walk. Let's take a quick look around the Southern Conference and results from Saturday. FCS third-ranked Southeastern Louisiana scored 21 fourth-quarter points to pull away from Southern Utah. Gus Johnson ran for 252 yards in Stephen F. Austin's win over UIW. Nebraska had to score with 20 seconds left to hold off FCS number 7 McNeese State. Abilene Christian was nipped by 25th-ranked Northern Arizona, first 0-2 start for ACU in a dozen years. LSU was too much for FCS 15th ranked Sam Houston State, and number 10 Baylor poured it on as they debuted a new stadium in a win over Northwestern State. Meanwhile, number 9 Texas A&M took it to Lamar in front of the biggest crowd for a college football game ever in the state of Texas, and Houston Baptist dropped their first ever official game in program history, losing to McMurray. Coach, Colonels weren't the only lopsided score on Saturday. Several other programs around the league struggled with the higher level programs, but McNeese almost pulled it off, and it's been a regular occurrence over the last, I'd say, 6, 7, 8 years now. A Southland school always manages to take down an FBS program. It's just a matter of time this year.
Yeah, there's always hope, you know, and we've got one more opportunity. We've got to take care of this one this week and play really well to defeat Henderson State, and then we get a chance to go on the road versus a very good North Texas team.
Yeah, they put up some big offensive numbers as well. We'll worry about that next week. Henderson State first. There are plenty of ways to keep up to the minute with Nichols Athletics. Find us at Instagram.com/ColonelSports. We're at YouTube.com/Nichols Athletics, Facebook.com/GoColonels, and Twitter.com/GoColonels. We're going to take our final timeout. We'll bring it back and wrap things up here on the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, in just a moment.
In sports, you strive for first or best. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional is both. The region's first comprehensive sports medicine program, with a team of the best sports medicine trained experts. You're serious about the game, we're serious about your safety. With advanced concussion testing technology and certified athletic trainers, we're keeping athletes safely in the game. Play hard, play to win. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional will help you play it safe.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
Welcome you back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Nichols opening up the home portion of their campaign this Saturday, 6 o'clock here at Guidry Stadium, taking on Henderson State. Time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week. Rouse is the official grocer of Nichols Athletics. You're either local or you're not. This week it's Spencer Valdespino, the junior forward and reigning Southland Conference Player of the Year, netted 2 goals in the Colonel soccer team's win over Louisiana Monroe back on Sunday. Mike Wagon, I'm here with the head coach of the Colonels, Charlie Stubbs, and you know the score may have not reflected it, but we saw some better things in the second half against Arkansas on Saturday, things you can build upon moving forward here.
Yes, when we evaluate, we had to really look, of course, but I thought that our backs ran the ball better, especially in the way of making defenders miss. One of the highlights was Tobias Lofton. I thought that there was a few times their safeties were right in a position, and they had some all SEC type safeties, and he made defenders miss, which is a positive for us. I thought that at times we advanced the ball after the catch much better, and that's what it's going to take. So, and then I thought that as our quarterbacks settled in with all the things buzzing around them, they stepped up in the pocket and made some big league throws on occasion. So there's things to build on, you know, and things that you look for and as collective groups. So we've got to get better in all three phases.
It seemed like once the awe and the shock of it wore off, the Colonels kind of settled in and held their own in those final 30 minutes.
Well, when we've been most successful here at Nichols during my tenure is when we get off to a positive start. I mean, when something really like that opening drive, you take it down and score, or you get something big happen, then of course our guys, I mean, I feel like they're confident, but nothing like that. If they could get something really good, and we just couldn't jumpstart ourselves in any of the three phases. Had we done that, I felt like we'd have been much more competitive the first half.
Oh, another chance for redemption here, 6 o'clock this Saturday, Nichols and Henderson State. What's going to be the key to getting off to a good start here?
Well, I think first of all is just, you know, being at home. And offensively, we got to score. We got to play like we're very capable of. We have some veteran players, and I expect a lot out of that group.
Wish you the best of luck, Coach. We'll talk to you again next week. He's the head coach of the Colonels, Charlie Stubbs. I'm Mike Wagenheim. Nichols hosting Henderson State Saturday, 6 o'clock here at Guidry Stadium. We hope to see you there. We'll talk to you again next week. Until then, take care.
The Charlie Stubbs Show has been presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.